The 16-man summer-long Weaver Cup tournament is down to the final four. Semi-final round. Tournament action begins next on CWF Worldwide. Cecil Scott and Brad Stutts in the booth. Welcome to CWF Worldwide. It is finals night as the 16-man summer-long Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup Tournament climaxes over these next 2 weeks on CWF Worldwide. Tonight, we will bring you both semi-final round matchups featuring the final four. And next week, right here on CWF Worldwide, we will bring you the tournament finals once we are down to our two finalists. Cecil Scott, happy birthday. Pick me a winner here. The technical wizard, Roy Wilkins, against the rookie, Jesse Adler.
One-on-one, it would be hard to pick against Roy Wilkins in the first place, but you've got 1, 2, 3 all-stars outside the ring, and as much as I like Jesse Adler, I don't know if he's got it in him to handle this kind of pressure.
Wilkins already got the arm captured. You will see throughout this matchup, if you have never seen these two young men in action, Wilkins will slow it down every chance he gets. Wilkins will pick a body part and attempt to pick it apart and destroy it. Adler will quicken the pace every chance he gets and will try to go to the air, mentored by Andrew Everett, who is across the country tonight competing in the Battle of Los Angeles tournament for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Jesse Adler modeling himself, patterning his style after that of Andrew Everett. He will take to the sky any chance he gets, but Cecil Scott, those moves are high risk for a reason. It could cost him against somebody who has the ring savvy that Roy Wilkins has.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's a very interesting clash of styles, and normally in a one-on-one situation, you want to try to out-wrestle a guy that's got that much help on the outside of the ring. I feel like that's what's going to play into Wilkins' advantage. You know, when it comes down to a grit and grind wrestling-type match, he has no equal.
Back up here. Wilkins also will have a power advantage, one would think. Definitely has a size advantage.
Yeah, definitely size advantage and experience advantage too, obviously.
Got the knuckles locked. Great leg trick from Wilkins right into the cover.
Yeah, that was all upper body.
Wilkins, as we have talked about before, there may be no one in the Mid-Atlantic who wrestles as conservatively as Wilkins does, so knowing that the tournament finals awaits the winner, Wilkins, you've got to believe, will conserve energy as much as possible. He never makes a step out of movement. He's never a second off of his timing. But he's going to try to be even more precise than usual, knowing that the tournament finals still awaits him if he gets through this matchup.
Right, and Jesse Adler, I think that might be an advantage he would have. Obviously, the youth is an advantage here and definitely would give him a bit of a stamina edge, one would presume.
Not to mention, if he's willing to take those chances, and Wilkins isn't, if Wilkins wrestles too defensively, one of those big high-risk maneuvers could pay off for Adler, and he could surprise one of the most decorated champions in CWF history. Wilkins has won just about everything, but believe it or not, his very first trip to the Final Four this year. Adler also making his first trip to the Final Four. Adler only in his second year as a pro. If Adler survives this matchup and the winner of Marcellus King against Chet Sterling, Adler will be the youngest man to ever raise the Weaver Cup trophy at at the end of this summer-long annual tournament.
Right, youngest and the least experienced on top of that. That was a nice defensive maneuver there. Speaking of which...
Oh, he had it scouted. Wilkins loves to use that rope. He loves to use the ropes as basically a cutoff to halt his opponent's momentum. Adler knew what to look for, and Wilkins and Kazi are having words on the outside.
And the pace is quickening, and this is what Adler wants.
Referee Kane Justice avoiding flying bodies coming at his feet. Front row, look out, Adler dives! Right into the front row goes Wilkins. The very first chance he got, Adler was looking for high-risk offense, looking to use his body as a weapon and looking for any opening that he could get. Adler is scaling the ropes again. He knows he is at home in the air. He knows that is his best chance, is to use the ropes to his advantage. Oh, Wilkins is coming up. I think Adler thought better of it. I don't know what he was going to try, but he saw Wilkins coming up and thought better of it.
Right, and you always have to, this is the thing with Wilkins, you always kind of second guess what you're doing with him.
Absolutely.
But he's got him prone right now in that corner.
He's still waiting on, Wilkins using his body to trip Adler, send him into the buffalo.
Great defensive maneuver, and it seems like we say that a lot when Roy Wilkins is in that ring.
I almost wonder if Adler heard us over here and thought better of another high-risk maneuver. If he goes down with an injury, Wilkins will literally pick him apart. Oh, body checked him out the ropes. Great thinking on Wilkins' part. Adler trying to stay one step ahead of the veteran, but when you are as good and as smooth as Roy Wilkins, it's almost impossible to stay a step ahead of Wilkins.
It's almost like Roy saw the gears in Jesse Adler's head turning and knew exactly where he was going to go.
Adler very young in his career, fresh out of our wrestling school here at the Sportatorium, the Mid-Atlantic Dojo. Coach Gemini trying to get the official, and Chappie gets a shot in on the outside. And you notice Kamakazi Kid, the reluctant all-star, wants no part of it, and he's even chasing his own teammate up. We've got a heated conversation over on the far side of the building.
Right, Kazi, he wants, I know Kazi really well. He wants to see a kid like Jesse Adler get a fair chance.
Oh, absolutely. Kamakazi Kid has always been the type of guy that looked out for wrestlers that were coming up after him. Lance Lude started his career, cover two. Lance Lude, who's been out a number of months with injury, started his career as Ultra Dragon, as did Andrew Everett. Both of those guys early in their careers were mentored by Kazi. He has helped put a lot of young wrestlers in the sport and mentored them along the way, and you're right, he would absolutely love to see Adler pull out the win here with his heart, but unfortunately Kazi is locked into being a member of the All-Stars ever since losing that stipulation matchup back in June to Wilkins. Kazi, reluctantly or not, is stuck wearing the colors of the All-Stars and taking orders from Coach Gemini.
Roy Wilkins has not been reluctant going after those ribs of Adler, but Adler trying to fight back.
Matter of fact, it was a few weeks ago, right here on CWF Worldwide, that a big stomp between the shoulder blades. Wilkins stands tall, drills him with 3 of them.
And these are not just haphazard kicks to the back. He knows exactly where he's going with it.
No, these are full weight stomps to the back. I was gonna say, it was just a few weeks back on CWF Worldwide, Jesse Adler actually advanced in the first round over the Kamakazi Kid, and it was that mid-match conversation between Kazi and the coach that gave Adler that opening. Matter of fact, this young man that is currently tracking the abdominal stretch from Wilkins, barely out of high school, but throughout the Weaver Cup tournament, this summer-long tournament, Adler has beaten 2 former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champions in the Kamakazi Kid and Lee Valiant. If he beats Wilkins, he will have beaten 3 former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champions in the course of this tournament. An amazing summer that this young man is having. Shoulders down though! An amazing summer that this young man is having. Win, lose, or draw. If he comes up short, quite frankly, in a matchup that at the beginning of this tournament, nobody thought he would be in to begin with. We've talked before about how much would you love to see the number 16 seed upset the number 1 seed. How much would you love to see that great story? Adler has been the Cinderella story of this year's Weaver Cup, and he has got his 3rd Mid-Atlantic champion on the ropes, but Wilkins is too smart and just golf swings him out of his boots.
And it might be midnight for Cinderella after that golf swing.
Wilkins calling it, oh, 2? No, sir. Wilkins was talking to the coach. I think he was insinuating that that one was going all the way into the finals. Coach is threatening to throw the challenge flag. Of course, that challenge flag means absolutely nothing as far as actual rules and regulations.
And he took a little too long on that cover. He knocked that one into the rough and had to put it back onto the green.
Coach has had about 18 or so concussions and thinks throwing that flag can really stop the matchup. Nevertheless,
yeah, what you mentioned a moment ago, I was going to touch on that. Jesse Adler, he has a better chance than one might think, just based on who he's beaten.
Absolutely, he has pulled out big wins this summer. Roy Wilkins, though,
Take a count out.
advancing to the Final Four with wins over Adler's mentor, Andrew Everett, as well as the upstart Darius Lockhart. Wilkins standing tall. Adler hit the floor hard here, but he may not make it back in the ring.
Yeah, Wilkins has no qualms against taking a count out.
Count up to 9. Adler does make the count. You know, touched on the Mid-Atlantic Dojo a few moments ago. That's one of the things that you learn is, you know, you try to control your body weight. You try to hold on for dear life. You try to be in control of your body at all times. Adler was in no control of his own body when Wilkins flung him out of the ring. He hit the floor hard, and he may not be the same for the rest of this matchup. Moonlight drive. No, he slipped out of the moonlight drive.
Ooh, right to the gut.
Adler looking for that winning combination. He likes to follow that up with a standing shooter if he can get back to his feet quick enough.
Man, he's had so much taken out of him.
Or there may be too much time passed. And look at Adler. He had to look at the 3 All-Stars on the outside. He couldn't follow it up quick enough because he had to see where Coach, Chappie, and even Kazi were.
And it took him a little bit longer than it normally would.
Wilkins is still down, but Adler has wasted precious seconds.
Idiot Chappie.
Oh, Kazi pulled him off. Kazi defying orders from the coach here.
Oh, watch out.
Heads up on the outside.
Oh!
Adler flies onto everybody.
He took out every member of the All-Stars, even the coach.
Well, just moments ago, he had to divert his attention away from his opponent to look at the All-Stars to make sure that he wasn't about to get tripped up or cheap-shotted. He may have just taken him out of the equation here, but Wilkins is coming up.
Now is this Jesse Adler's chance? His family's here. His career could take a jump start right now.
This young man is trying to use his speed, his moonsault. Beautiful moonsault. He's keeping his wits about him. The RGL champion, standing shooter, cover 1. He's got it.
Oh, the coach.
Wilkins survived it. Coach was there. Coach was there to make sure of it on the far side from the official, and this crowd is not happy about it, but Wilkins did survive that standing shooter. Wait, what's going on the far side of the ring?
Coach just yanked him out by the hair, it looked like.
Oh, we got a fight on the floor here.
He's trying to take all of them on.
He may have to advance to the tournament finals. Wilkins has got the referee's attention. I don't think he realizes that Adler's up and his team did not get their dirty work done here.
No, he took all 3 of them down. Except the Alphamari water slide.
Wilkins got him hooked though. Boom! Oh, the back of his head crashed against the canvas. Back of his head crashed against the canvas, and Wilkins has won it with Jesse Adler having to fight off 4 people. The technical wizard breezes past the rookie and is going to the finals.
And ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, 12 minutes, 41 seconds.
Man, I wouldn't go so far as to say it was a breeze. Jesse Adler made him work his ass off.
Roy Wilkins!
Well, Kazi doesn't like it, this crowd doesn't like it, but Roy Wilkins, the technical wizard, is headed to the finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to our second semifinal match in the Johnny Weaver Cup tournament, we must make mention of the shocking events that occurred last week. The Army of One Marcellus King became the new Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, and moments after cashing in his golden ticket on Brad Attitude, he had this to say.
You know, I walked back here to the locker room after winning the heavyweight title, and I'm getting a lot of strange looks. People wondering, Marcellus, how could you? Why would you? Brad Attitude, the champion that everybody looked up to. Why would you do such a dick move? Cash in the golden ticket when he was spit, his leg blown out. Why would you do it? Why the hell wouldn't I do it? I've been waiting 10 long years. They say patience is a virtue. Well, to me, I see patience as a curse. You see, I've sat back and I've watched competitor after competitor pass me by. I've seen my time pass me by. So you better believe that when I got the chance to do what I want, when I want, I'm taking it. Brad Attitude, you were a great champion, but your time is up. And now mine is starting. But it doesn't stop here. No, no, no. You see, I'm not gonna rest on my laurels now. As your new heavyweight champion, I vow that I will be the first Mid-Atlantic champion to go on and win the Weaver Cup. And then who knows? Maybe the TBE title needs to come home with me too. Maybe I become Triple Crown all over again. Relive the days where I walked to the ring with 3 straps. That sounds pretty good to me. You know, when I look and survey the scenery here in the Mid-Atlantic, I see a lot of heroes. Yes, there are heroes. And there are legends. There's only one. One king. Army of one. Marcellus King, your new Mid-Atlantic champion.
It's official now, baby.
One half of the Mid-Atlantic Tag Champions, your CWF Champion, Chet Sterling!
Chet get the jump on Marcellus.
He may have to. Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion against the Mid-Atlantic television champion in this Weaver Cup tournament semi-final round matchup. Extremely rare that we see a champion versus champion matchup, and Chet Sterling is trying to win it quick because Marcellus King, the new Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, has been dominant all summer long.
Yes, he has, and not only champion versus champion, we have the tag team belts represented here too.
These two men in the summer of 2015 have both been on amazing winning streaks. Marcellus King having taken out the likes of Bobby Wilkins, Chris Lee, Aaron Biggs, and of course the former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion Brad Attitude. Chet Sterling has fought off the Riot and the Dawson brothers. He's fought off Ethan Case in the worst case scenario, and throughout the course of the Weaver Cup tournament has beaten not only Elijah Evans the fourth of the worst case scenario, but also Chet Sterling defeated the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion Brad Attitude just a few weeks ago right here on CWF Worldwide, just moments before Marcellus King cashed in his golden ticket to win the championship. Cover from Sterling. A lot of backstory between these two. Chet Sterling has got the opportunity in this semifinal matchup to score pinfalls over 2 reigning Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champions in a row.
Yes, sir. He looked like he wanted to fly here, but Marcellus.
Good thinking on the part of Sterling. We saw that in the previous matchup. Jesse Adler doubted himself and he climbed down off the ropes. Sterling had the confidence to say, no, screw it, I'm going for it. And it paid off dividends as he flung his entire body onto the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
Right, he was committed to. He's committed to that post right now.
Have a seat, Jim.
Man, and that just turned it right around in a hurry. And Chet Sterling in a similar situation to what Adler was in, just kind of fighting an uphill battle, so to speak. You know, Chet Sterling obviously a lot more seasoned than Jesse Adler, but Marcellus King is the heavyweight champion.
As King alluded to before this matchup, he waited 10 long years to finally drop Sterling on the hardest part of the ring. He waited 10 long years to finally hold the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship in his hands. And he said earlier this year that this tournament was just a formality. It was just target practice for him with that dangerous rolling elbow. And he said he would be the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. That prophecy has come true. Now he looks to be the first reigning Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion to survive the entire Weaver Cup tournament and be left standing at the end. Tradition dictates that the champion enter the tournament. It's not unusual at all for the champion to make the Final Four, but no champion has ever been left standing. Oh, damn! Oh, German! Oh, God! Sterling had no option to protect himself at all. The back of his head hit the canvas hard. Referee Red Jones is watching him. Marcellus King has advanced throughout this tournament with referee stoppages after brutal knockouts, and that might be what we are in for tonight here against Sterling.
He is just hugging Chet Sterling around. And you saw Chet, he was still crawling towards Marcellus King, though. Even when he was out of it.
King is such a bruiser. He has literally been knocking men out all summer long, specifically with that rolling elbow to the back of the head. We have seen the heart of Chet Sterling in matchups against men like the Dawsons, men like Worst Case, and so many others, but King, quite frankly, may be the hardest hitter in all the Mid-Atlantic at this point in time.
When you're knocking out people like Bobby Walford, yeah, you're hitting hard.
The champion, standing tall.
And if his confidence couldn't get any bigger than what it was already.
He is on a mission to be the first reigning champion to be standing tall at the end of this summer-long tournament. We know that the winner of this matchup will face the technical wizard Roy Wilkins next week on CWF Worldwide. This 16-man tournament is down to 3. At the conclusion of this matchup, it will be down to 2.
Right, it's always exciting. Well, man, Chet Sterling throwing a punch here. It's always exciting when you get down to the end of it. But man, Chet Sterling is not too excited right now because Marcellus King has been balling him from the start.
Right hook. Sterling is staying alive here.
Both hands.
He's almost Polish hammering him in the midsection in the guts. Starts away here. Oh, King is a step ahead of Sterling and just knocked him for a loop. Sterling down on the canvas. Could be all here. No, sir.
And you notice Chet was running a lot slower than what he normally would. This has been taken out of him.
That's the thing with Marcellus King is he literally hits so hard. He's such a beast in between those ropes.
And the thing with the semifinal round, once you get to this point, you have a lot more time to work with.
Absolutely, up to a 30-minute time limit in these matchups. So the strategy becomes, how much of that time do you want to use if it's to your advantage? Do you try to stretch it out and torture the man, or do you look to end it quickly so that you can conserve your energy for the tournament finals? One of these two men will face Roy Wilkins next week in the finals. Marcellus King is just throwing Chet Sterling around. Shades of China and Marlena in the center of the ring. Sterling has got to fight out of it, or King will literally just wear him down. Oh, King! Oh, no! Ooh, dropped him on the knee.
Chet couldn't quite figure out where he was at.
And King is going for another cover. All the weight on the shoulders, only got 2.
He finally broke out, had no idea where he was at.
King is going for covers. He is making Chet Sterling throw his body weight off of him. Marcellus King looks like a man tonight who realizes that he is not being paid by the hour, but the quicker he can wrap up this tenacious young wrestler, the easier time he will have it in the eventual tournament finals.
And now they're just going to lock him into a front chancery, a front face lock. But he knows that Chet Sterling could get him
Ooh! Oh, you see the look on Sterling's face as the neck is being punished by the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion.
And a move like that, I mean, one might think it works the spine, the neck area, but it actually pulls on the muscles on the front of the neck. And it's extremely painful.
He's tapping.
Sterling is trying to fight out.
And it's not a tap out, he's just trying to fire up here.
The referee will ask him if it's a tap or not. Sterling has got to fight out. He's got the much bigger man's body weight laying on him here.
Wrenching on that neck, too. Another double sledge to the chest.
Sterling is trying to make every shot count here.
And this is what he has to do. I mean, Chet Sterling is really good once he gets rolling.
Oh, dear.
No.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh!
Wheelbarrow slam.
That's going to be all. That is going to be all. Wait, King is not going for the cover. Oh, just flung him into the top turnbuckle.
And Sterling just can't get anything going.
The dominant Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
Chet will get a little bit of momentum going, and Marcellus King snuffs it right out. You notice he is not making any sudden movements. He is conserving his energy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the smaller man at bay. Could be that buckle bomb we saw earlier this summer against Evan Banks, another wrestler that we have not seen in action since Marcellus King knocked him out. But no, it's going to be the old body vice, I think.
Yeah, using the old Argentine backbreaker here.
Here in the crowd, here in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium, cheering for Chet Sterling, but there's also some concern in the room. You can feel the tension in the room right now as Sterling is trapped in the arms of a much bigger, much stronger champion. He just kneed him right in the face. Marcellus King is not playing around. The Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, who has waited 10 long years for that title, is all business. Cover! Ooh, that was close.
Man, that could easily KO a man.
And Sterling, he didn't know where he was before. He really may not know where he is right now.
And that's going to really hamper any chance he has at building the momentum that he needs.
King slips through.
Murder go round.
Oh, he slipped out. He slipped out. He's got to capitalize, though. King lost his grip.
Roll him up.
Shoulders are down. 2 no. Sterling has got to be up here.
Oh, my God.
Kicked him right in the chin. Good Lord, he kicked him right in the chin, and it brought the energy in the room up.
And that just decked Marcellus King. He had no idea that was coming.
A shot as hard as he has given Sterling, Sterling gives right back to him. The Mid-Atlantic television champion is slouching towards Bethlehem in this Weaver Cup tournament, trying anything to get up, to move forward, and to move on in the tournament finals.
Wide on that punch. Chet Sterling got the quickness. Wide again.
Sterling is outboxing the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion here.
Nice flying forearm. Pace is quickening.
And that's going to benefit Sterling.
If he has enough left. Beautiful crossbody.
Clear the ring. 2. Cecil Scott, the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, may have punched himself out here.
It's possible. I mean, he looks like he's a little more gassed than he should be. His head might have hit that concrete.
Yeah, Sterling, the sound bounced off the walls of the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. It was Sterling's forehead right in front of our VIP section.
3.
And we may see a count out here. Sterling is wrestling like a man that does not know where he is right now. Just moments ago, he was moving around better than we've seen in minutes. But right now, he's needing the ring skirt to pull himself back up.
And I think that skirt gave him a sense of awareness just to give him an idea where he's at.
Oh, King does not want the count out. He shoved the referee out of the way.
It's a dangerous spot to be in.
Hard hooks from the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champions. He's going to bring Sterling all the way in. Sterling is trying not to let him have it. They are hovering over us.
Yeah.
Oh, Sterling going up to meet him. This is so dangerous.
Oh, man, both guys could take a horrible spill here.
Those ropes are not built for multiple people to stand on. This is so dangerous.
Marcellus teetering.
Oh, he went down. Sterling could be the blockbuster. Could be the leg lariat. Sterling's got an opening here. Can he make it work? Oh, he didn't get it.
He rolls through. Leg lariat? No, he caught him.
Oh, dear.
Buckle bomb.
Oh. Who's going to go for another one?
Oh, no.
He drilled Evan Banks with multiple of these back in June. We have not seen Evan Banks in action since.
And the lifeless body of Chet Sterling falls to the feet of the Mid-Atlantic champion.
crowd is coming alive with support for the television champion.
One more.
It's going to be Sterling is down and hurt. We may see another stoppage. Marcellus King has advanced, be a referee stoppage this entire tournament. We may be about to see another one.
And we know Red Jones, he is not quick to stop, but he may need to.
It's a series of rudimentary questions. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know your name? Oh, Sterling! Finish the line! Putin! Got him! Oh, the television champion has won it! He's surprised! Oh,
No, he elbowed him in the back of the head!
Oh! Marcellus King just drilled Sterling in the back of the head!
What a cheap shot!
Well, Chet Sterling has advanced. The Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion can like it or not.
Still in it.
12 minutes, 58 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, advancing to the main event tonight, Chet Sterling.
The Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion has struck again, but it will be Chet Sterling against the technical wizard, Roy Wilkins, in the finals of the 2015 Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup Tournament, whether Marcellus King likes it or not.
See how I'm coming more like off my hip? Right. You were like if this arm's going up on lunge here. The little things that makes you money. It's the little things that make people talk about you. No matter what, it's still gonna hurt.
Weaver Cup Finals night is the night that we always like to pay tribute to old school professional wrestling. Men like Johnny Weaver, like Don Kernodle, the Andersons, the Horsemen, the Midnight Express, the men that have paved the way for us in this modern adaptation of Mid-Atlantic wrestling. With that in mind, we've invited 4 of the most old school pros on the circuit right here tonight for this special old school tag team attraction.
Hello, Woogie Woogie Man, Rob McBride, and your referee for this bout tonight, Mr. Patrick Lude.
Well, folks, the Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup Tournament that we devote all summer long to is all about honoring and remembering the classic old school wrestling that we all grew up with. Men like Johnny Weaver, like the Kernodles, the Horsemen, the Midnight Express, and we have got a very special old school tag team matchup right here as part of Weaver Cup Finals night. We've invited 4 of the most old school wrestlers on the circuit for this special attraction. Rob the Boogie Woogie Man McBride, the godfather of CWF Mid-Atlantic, and the Iceman Joe Storm taking on Thunderfoot 3 and the Dark Secret. If you've never seen Rob the Boogie Woogie Man McBride, he's gonna take you back to your childhood when it was fun to be a wrestling fan, when it wasn't about going on Twitter to talk about who should get the belt. Rob McBride, Joe Storm against Thunderfoot 3 and the Dark Secret. Cecil Scott, I'm having fun. This feels exactly like when I would go to independent shows growing up in the 90s, and it's a love letter to classic old school wrestling right here in the Mid-Atlantic Auditorium in 2015.
Oh yeah, it's like being at the Thomasville Armory all over again. And they don't get any older than Rob McBride.
CWF Trivia, the Thomasville Armory, the site of the very first Weaver Cup Finals. Dangerously Coriental defeated Ric Converse to win the very first tournament back in 2004, and McBride has got him by the nose. nose.
And he might not get that nose back.
Referee Patrick Perdue makes him break it the hard way. Then in for the kick, no water in the pool.
Ron McBride is a master of the in-ring head games.
Oh, absolutely. Also a master of breaking people's ankles.
You know what? That was a long time ago.
In high-profile, biggest matches of their careers, even.
That's a really unlucky guy.
McBride may take those masks home with them. And if Thunderfoot and the Dark Secret aren't together, they may have heads still in them. Trying for the tag. McBride is not letting him have the tag. He's controlling him. Oh, he hit his own partner.
Partner in the face.
And the two masked men are not able to get along thus far. Joe Storm says, I'd hit him if I was you. This thing may break down into a fight between these two.
You know what? I know who the Dark Secret is.
Do you know who the Dark Secret is?
Yeah.
Who is it?
He's the guy with the red stars on his tights.
Oh. You got me there.
And Dark Secret.
I don't know who the guy is with foot on his tights. It might be noted foot fetishist Court Montgomery. I'm not sure. And the Iceman Joe Storm
Now that's a Dark Secret.
tags in for the first time in this matchup. Very, very few men that I respect more in this sport is Joe Storm, a long-time in-ring competitor and promoter here in the Carolinas, ran the East Coast Pro Wrestling organization for a number of years. That organization was ultimately absorbed, cover here too. That organization was ultimately absorbed by the CWF Mid-Atlantic promotion, and it brought Ric Converse, myself, and others. Oh, the referee! Patrick Perdue slams the Dark Secret. Cover, this could be it right here. One. Oh, kind of won. I think he got cheated. I don't think Joe Storm is a licensed official here.
No, he is not.
He's a bad man, though. The only man to ever bring weapons into the CWF Rumble. And
Thankfully, I was not in that rumble.
You know, Trevor Lee is the talk of the wrestling circuit right now in 2015. In 2012, he was victimized by Joe Storm in the CWF Rumble.
Yes,
if
he
Storm
was.
had rang his bell with that kendo stick a couple more times, nobody may have even heard of Trevor Lee. His career might have ended right there.
He's got his man sideways.
Got him by the stars. Oh, dear. The Dark Secret is trapped.
That is the worst position to be in.
I can think of something worse.
I mean, in the ring.
Oh. Woo! Thunderfoot thinks better of the chop.
Thunderfoot, lightning quick, stopping on the dime.
Not for nothing, but these are also two of the hardest hitters in the Mid-Atlantic you will ever find. In Joe Storm and Rob the Boogie Woogie Man. Ooh! He met the post, unfortunately.
Wrong way, Jones.
And referee Patrick Perdue is warning Joe Storm. Storm didn't do anything about it. Thunderfoot did it on his own.
Yeah, I've never been in the ring with Joe Storm. I could tell you how hard Ron McBride hits.
Okay, Storm got him on that one.
Yeah, which I guess is not a DQ. Are they both just going to yank him into the pole? Oh, God!
Thunderfoot will not be walking soon. I hope his wife is a doctor because he's getting murdered in there.
More like low rumble foot right now after that.
Rumble in the distance foot. McBride having some fun at the expense of these two masked men. Former Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Mid-Atlantic Television Champion, Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champion, even won the modern incarnation of the AWA World Tag Team titles for a while. Tag back into Joe Storm. And another trivia note, these two, McBride and Storm, were actually the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions for a number of months way back in 2002. He's got Storm and he wrestled into the ground and the Dark Secret drops him. The choke is going to be illegal. He's got the 5 count to break that choke.
You know, he's only like 9 or 10 years old in 2002.
I don't think that's factually accurate at all.
I just turned 25 yesterday.
We'll have We'll have Thunderfoot and the Dark Secret pop out of a bit of cake for you after the broadcast tonight. That's my favorite bird, though.
That is a really dark secret.
What if it's Mecha under there?
But don't tell McAllister.
What if Mecha's been moonlighting as the Dark Secret this whole time and McAllister just doesn't know it?
You're just like feeding puns to me right now.
I'm just saying, what if it's Mecha?
Well, McAllister's not here, thank goodness.
What if it's Magic Moon under there? What if it's Kid Justice? What if Kid Justice grew up to become either the Dark Secret or Thunderfoot?
Come on, Joe.
What if he did?
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I'm going to go on record right now as saying I think that Thunderfoot and the Dark Secret are Kid Justice and the fun-loving criminal. I'm going on record right now as saying that's who I think is under those bridges.
Hey, he loaded the boot.
I think it's the Southside players.
He loaded the
That'd be great if it's the Southside players. Choke right in front of the official. The two masked men have been flirting with this qualification the entire time.
Yeah, nice nerve pinch.
Thunderfoot number 3 kind of walks a little bit like the mighty Orlo. Could be Kid Justice and Orlo. Storm is being controlled by Thunderfoot. McBride is trying to rally this Mid-Atlantic sportatorium crowd. We said he was the godfather of CWF Mid-Atlantic.
And nobody gets a crowd up like Rob McBride.
Absolutely not. He just reaches out and touches the people. Not like that, Cecil. Well, sometimes.
He's touched me like that.
I know he
plenty of
has.
times.
Joe Storm down on the outside.
You know where those fingers have been.
I do not wish to know where those fingers
Come on,
have
Joe.
been. Joe Storm being controlled by Thunderfoot as Grant gets cutaway footage.
Don't act like McBride's ever violated you.
He has not. No fingers have ever, in the immortal words of Jackson Dane, nothing went in my ass, sir. McBride is being held back by the referee, and the maskmen are going to try to switch here. Doesn't get much more old school than that.
I bet it works too.
Well, you know, in this case, they kind of look enough alike that he may not have realized it's a different maskman.
And when's the last time Canoodle wrapped a match?
Cernodal?
Yeah, what's his name?
Patrick Purdue.
Oh.
The Cernodals are not in this thing. Although a three-way tag between these three would have been something.
Well, there's just like Cernodals floating all over the place. I just figured he was one.
A lot of Cernodal population in Burlington. The Dark Secret continues to lay on Joe Storm. We did the math before the broadcast. Are you ready for this? This is 100% legitimate. Counting referee Patrick Purdue, 97 years of professional experience between these 5 men. Almost 20 years a man. And McBride's got like 45 of them by himself.
I was about to say he beat me to
Storm may be fading here. Patrick Purdue.
What if it was George South?
What if it is George South?
Like, the Dark Secret is George South.
Shoot into the buckle hard. Goes the Iceman.
Ooh, hard clothesline in the corner. And this team is actually kind of really turned the tide here.
Well, they travel the circuit. They spend a lot of time in West Virginia Championship Wrestling through the Dark Secret and Thunderfoot.
Oh, God!
Ooh, Bell hit a back suplex from Joe Storm. Dropped him right on his noggin, as McBride would say. Both men down.
Yeah, he's got to make a tag here. He's taking a beat here from this masked tag team.
He's been controlled for several minutes.
Come on, Joe.
And the Dark Secret looking to make a tag. He tags first.
Thunderfoot is in. He's got to get to McBride, and he makes it. And the Boogie Woogie Man fires away on Thunderfoot. Fires away on the Dark Secret. Again on Thunderfoot. Again on the Secret. 10 minutes into this tag team attraction. Ooh, and masked head meets masked head.
We got 5 minutes left. Big up 14:59. I'll say we're on Tunnel Schwantz.
Thunderfoot. Oh, he may be loading up that boot.
That's the Thunderfoot.
Oh, he caught it. He caught it right into the Weaver Lock. In other parts of the country, it might be called the sleeper hold, but in the Carolinas, especially on this night, that's the Weaver Lock.
That's one.
If that arm falls 3 times, McBride will win it. With the Weaver Lock, in honor of Johnny Weaver, McBride and the Iceman have won it.
Minutes, 41 seconds. Your winners by pinfall. The Boogie Man, Rob McBride, and the Iceman, Joe Storm.
Real quick before you guys go anywhere, I just want to say something real quick on behalf of everybody. You know, this is all night. This is the night that we pay tribute to the guys that came before us. And standing here in this ring with me are two of the guys that helped put me in this sport. And I just want to say thank you to both of you. In my mind, there might not be two better ambassadors for wrestling in the Carolinas than you two. Joe and his brother have trained so many guys and put so many guys like myself, Red Jones, Corey Edsel, and a lot of other guys in the sport. Rob has trained a lot of guys put in the sport, and no one in my personal or professional life that I've ever come across, I've never met anyone in the wrestling business that was as honest and as truthful and as much of a man as Joe Storm. And I've never met anyone that can captivate an audience and put them in the palm of his hand like Rob McBride. So personally, on behalf of me, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for everything you've done for wrestling in the Carolinas.
But I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for each and every one of y'all. So let me hear it for y'all, man. Come on.
Please, give a round of applause to Rob the Boogie McBride and the Iceman, Joe Storm.
I love y'all.
Hey guys, Nick Jackson here, the Young Bucks. You are watching CWF Worldwide, but you actually should be on ProWrestlingTees.com/YoungBucks. We got like 54 designs. Pick one of the coolest ones.
Too sweet.
Too sweet me. Boom.
Of habits. Now on to the next fight. What do we got?
Ladies and gentlemen, apparently the Riot are in the building. I see Nick Richards, Lee Valiant, and Aric Andrews.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arik Royal!
We're not doing it.
Come on, Eric.
Oh dear! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Welcome back,
Oh my God! I do not think it's going to be 3-on-1 at all. You know what? I think the odds are even. Royal and Kandrack have hit the ring. K-Justice calls for the bell. Our main event on CWF Worldwide just got a lot more interesting.
And Valiant was the first one to bail out of the ring.
Lee Valiant is already on the floor. Talking to me, I'm not who you gotta fight. You gotta fight these two men.
Oh my God, the baddest tag team imaginable in CWF.
And Royal is stalking Valiant. Valiant is hiding. He's got Richards and Andrews to do his dirty work for him. The Riot still has a one-man advantage, and there's Valiant. This thing has broken down before it even started.
And we got an old rivalry rekindled with Kandrack and Richards.
Weaver Cup Finals night, and it was the Weaver Cup Finals in 2014 that Lee Valiant lost to Trevor Lee. That was the begin of Lee Valiant's descent into this maniacal human being. And in fact, it was a win over Ray Kandrack in the 2012 finals that propelled Arik Royal to the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. A lot of Weaver Cup significance for all these men. And man, the assassin Ray Kandrack is hammering Aric Andrews inside the ring.
He's as big and as bad as he's ever been.
1, 2, 3 former Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight champions in this one. Valiant, Kandrack, and Royal. Oh, he caught Valiant. He caught Valiant right in front of the front row, right in the crowd. He has caught Valiant, and he is letting him have it. Completely ineffective against Kandrack. ray gun. Oh, guys. Oh, Valiant slipped out of the ray gun. Valiant slipped out of the ray gun and the Riot regroups on the outside.
Valiant wanted no part of that ray gun.
Kandrack and Royal standing tall in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. Let's go.
And he just drew the line in the sand. He's daring him.
Riot saying back it up. Richards coming right in to play. Wait, they're leaving.
Left Richards high and dry.
Andrews and Valiant are walking out on their teammate. Ooh. Wow. And every eyeball in the building has turned to Valiant and Andrews as they're leaving. Richards is fighting away. And now it's a 2-on-1 handicap match. Oh boy. Ah, teardrop suplex. Joff Richards right on the back of his head.
You know what? I wish I could say this is the first time the Riot has abandoned Nick Richards.
Not at all. About the third or fourth time at this point that they've abandoned Richards. Oh dear. Ray gun, as nasty as ever on the ray gun cover, and a 3 count. Kandrack and Royal win our worldwide main event this week. But has the Riot finally splintered for good?
Where'd your boys go, Nick? 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Arik Royal and Ric Converse.
You weren't ever going this alone, Nick. No. When Miller broke his neck for the second time in his career.
You want to do this? Huh? Put your boy back in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Do it, Jeff. I will bust your jaw to protect us.
Oh my God! Jason Miller, with brass nuts in his hand, is backing down the Riot. Oh my God, it is a tense feeling in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium.
You want to do it out there now?
Richards and Miller are standing tall against the Riot. We will see you next week on CWF Worldwide.
See this. It looks like it's already happening.
You don't need this.
Come here, Nick.